Hi there. I'm going to show you how to do a problem on the topic solving an absolute value inequality. Now, I'm going to show you two different types of problems. Here's the first one. So we have, let's type this in, 6 times the absolute value of u. So these signs right here, the absolute value signs that you see here, is greater than or equal to, greater than or equal to, so we'll just remember that this line goes over here, 60. All right, now the absolute value means how far something is from zero, something's distance from zero. So when you have a number line, right, when you have a number line like this, and in the middle you have 0, it's asking you how far can you go in either direction in order to still be a certain distance away from 0. So you're usually going to get one answer that's positive and one answer that's negative, or at least two answers on either side of wherever your midpoint is. So let's go ahead and solve this and see what that means exactly. So in order to get this absolute value sign by itself, what we need to do is divide both sides by 6. So let's go ahead and divide by 6 on both sides. So if we divide by 6 on both sides, on the left-hand side, these two values will cancel out, and we'll have just the absolute value of u is greater than or equal to, and then 60 divided by 6 would be 10. So we have two different things, right? We have the absolute value is greater than or equal to 10, which means that if 10 was over here, if the absolute value was greater than or equal to that, it would be everything that's greater than 10. That means on this side, right? So this side is going to be filled in with everything heading that direction. And then the other option for this to be greater than or equal to 10, sorry, there would be a point right here because it could be or equal to 10, so we have a filled in circle right here, is we could also have it be greater than or equal to negative 10 because all of this is also greater than or equal to 10 steps away from 0. So all of this, including anything going this way, and also including this point right here at negative 10, those are both of our answers. So here we have two things. We have u is less than or equal to negative 10, or let's put that back. Or it could be greater than or equal to. U can be greater than or equal to positive 10. So that's why you have these two answers. Since there's no overlap here, we're using or. If these two areas were going at each other, if they were overlapping, we would use an and, or we could write it as a compound inequality. All right, so let's look at one other problem. So this one, right here, we're solving the absolute value of y plus 10 is less than 20. So let's go ahead and write this out. The absolute value of y plus 10 is less than 20. Now in order to get y by itself, we need to subtract 10 from both sides. Right? So we'll take 10 away from here. This negative 10 and this positive 10, those will eliminate. And then 20 minus 10 is just positive 10. So we'll have the absolute value of y is less than positive 10. All right, so let's think about what this really means on a number line, right? So on a number line, we would have 0 in the middle, right? And if y, the absolute value of y is less than 10, that means it could be 9, 8, 7. And if it was 10, this wouldn't be true, because if we write 10 is less than 10, that's not true, right? That's false. 10 is 10, but it's not less than 10. If it was less than or equal to, that would be true. So since 10 isn't less than 10, we're going to put a point at 10, but it's going to be an open point at 10. All right. Let's make that a little smaller. There we go. All right, so we have an open point at 10, and then y is less than 10. So that means everything that's closer to 0, because all these numbers are less than 10. But there's another answer too, right? Because since this is the absolute value, it could also be things that are less than negative 10. So over here, there's a negative 10. Oops. Right? There's negative 10, and since y could be less than negative 10, it's also anything that's in this region over here. It goes all the way to negative 10, but not quite including it, right? So make sure there's a little point right here. Let's make it small. This point right here at negative 10. So it'd be from negative 10 to positive 10, and everything between that. And how could we write that? Well, we could write that as negative 10 is, is less than y. Is less than y is less than, this is y is everything in between negative 10 and positive 10. Right, so negative 10 is less than y is less than positive 10. Everything between negative and positive 10 would be our answer here.